Between Sessions handles a variety of mental health and sexual issues using adult language. Listen at your own risk. Well, hello and welcome to Between Sessions. I'm Shauna Wilder, licensed professional counselor and certified holistic sex therapist. And I know what you're thinking, but no, I did not have the best sex ever last night. And with me today, like every day, is Sid, the producer.
Hey.
Hey, what's happening, Sid?
Just living the dream, enjoying the sun.
Living the dream. All right on. So what do we have on tap for us today?
So today we have 3 new callers that are all on a common theme that I want you to figure out.
Oh, you're doing this to me again?
Oh, yeah. We're going to figure out the themes.
We've been doing
this is so much fun. This one's going to be kind of tricky, though, so I'm very excited to see if you actually catch it or not. Okay, so we've got Sam on the line, and he has an issue that a lot of us come across most of the time. Let's see what you have to say about this one.
Hi, Sam. You're on with Between Sessions. What's your question?
Hi. So my wife and I are both in our 30s, and we've been married for like 7 years. And my problem is that she never initiates sex. She doesn't say no very often if I initiate it, but she's never the one who does. It bugs the crap out of me. Like, I want to feel desired. I want to feel wanted. I'm so attracted to her, and I don't feel like she's attracted to me, you know? Like, I'm sorry. Just, what do I do, Doc?
All right. Well, not a doctor yet.
Yes.
Okay. So how often are you guys having sex?
Right now, it's about once a week. We have this cycle we're stuck in where I initiate, we have it, and then I mope around hoping she'll start something, and then I get fed up and I initiate it again.
Okay. So as the noise that Sydney made would indicate, being married for 7 years, once a week is pretty good.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not mad about the frequency. It's the initiation.
Okay. All right. I could see that. That makes sense. All right. So what happens if you don't initiate?
It just doesn't happen.
Like at all ever? Okay.
Right, exactly.
Like, if you're not thinking about it, no one's thinking about it.
No one's thinking about it. Then
Exactly.
you miss what, a week, 2 weeks?
Yeah, it just goes until I can't take it anymore.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And what does she say whenever you talk to her about it?
That's the thing. She won't talk about it. She says she doesn't like talking about sex, and I'm like, we sure do like it when we have it, so what's the problem?
Right. Okay. All right. So when you do have sex, what you're saying is she enjoys it very much?
Yeah, I mean, I know what I'm doing here.
Don't be modest. Give us the deets.
All right.
No, look, I'm just saying, like, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So was there ever a time in y'all's relationship when she did initiate sex?
No, not really. Like, even from when we were first dating, she was really like, she'd play hard to get, so I really had to work. But I guess I always thought I'd win her over, or once we were married, she'd loosen up or something.
I mean, yeah, that's a pretty common male fantasy.
Loosen up. I like the terminology.
Well,
okay.
Well, you know how men always complain that women want men to act like life is a romance novel, and men don't think that that's realistic. And like, so this is like the male version of that like somehow you would magically transform a woman into a craven beast with your magical penis. It's like that.
I mean, was there a time that there was a craven beast? Like, that's the question.
No, but he wishes there was. That's the thing.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
So
that seems fair to me.
Okay. So I'm not trying to be harsh, but so you have basically like 2 things that are working against you here. Like, number one, you're creating sex on a frequency that she's more or less okay with. So you're kind of serving it up on a silver platter. And usually that happens like out of your own desperation. So she never really feels the drive to reach out to you. And 2, your partner, it sounds like, is shame bound. Like, she's never shifted out of the traditional gender roles that she kind of started with in the relationship. So like, you told me that you've chased her from the beginning. And so in the beginning, that might have felt really affirming to you because this, Western culture has this idea of like heterosexuality being built on female non-consent.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. So when you think about it, I know it might be a new concept, but the idea that you as a man have to pursue and persuade a woman into a relationship and sex, that just seems natural. That seems like what is supposed to happen. And that feels affirming to a young man. So if she wants sex, typically culture looks at that as being easy, and that means that you didn't have to do very much to like earn it. You're supposed to have to work hard to get it. And again, that kind of like affirms that masculine value. So you guys fell into that cycle pretty easily in the beginning. And that always puts her in the role of kind of pushing sex away, denying her desire for it, and even like eroticizing the role of submitting to your advances.
So it's actually working.
Yeah, but it's working badly now.
Okay.
Like it felt good in the beginning and now not so much.
But it works for her, but it doesn't work for him. It's
exactly.
Really where the bad comes from. Okay.
Because look who's calling, right?
Right. She's not.
And you said Jesus a second ago, but Jesus doesn't really have anything to do with it. I mean, like this does kind of like trickle down from the church, but these days purity culture has just really invaded like a lot of aspects of our culture and just kind of pushed these roles down our throats. So it's not even necessarily that, you know, like you or your wife might be like overly religious or something. Anyways, so the years of you pursuing her hasn't really forced her to change this concept of sexuality or how she views sex. And so now you're exhausted with it and it doesn't feel affirming anymore. So, I mean, you know, kudos for you for, you know, rejecting toxic masculinity, I guess.
Great job.
Is that what I'm doing?
I mean, basically, yeah. I guess a lot of people don't think of it that way. But, you know, you're saying that this role shit is bullshit. It's exhausting. I don't want to play it anymore. The problem, you know, that masculine heaviness that, you know, people feel. So the problem is that she still wants to play her role. And that's...
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. And there it is. So, okay. So my big recommendation is you guys need to see a therapist. This isn't something I can fix in a 15-minute phone call.
No? Nothing you can't just snap your fingers, make it magic again?
No.
Okay, yeah, you sure? You double check? Maybe there's like a magic wand you can pull out or a genie's lamp you could rub?
You want me to roll for it?
Yeah,
see
you
if I
forgot
can,
it? Yeah, you forgot the 20 side?
see what comes out? No. I mean, I can give you some tips in the meantime that'll help, but the big thing is both of you. I can't just be saying this to you and then you go like baby bird it back to her. So like... You know, it's got to be both of you.
It might not read that well being baby birded back.
That's kind of gross. So in the meantime, I'll give you this as a suggestion.
This does feel like a sex podcast now, though, that I'm, you know, talking about rubbing a genie's lamp. And
I mean,
there it is.
Baby birding.
All the
rusty trombones and the like, Cleveland's, like all the names here. We're gonna fill up Urban Dictionary after this.
It's the end of the day. We're doing it all.
So. First of all, I would say your first barrier is that she won't talk about the sex. And but you will. So what I would say is this, ask her if there is like, again, the lowest baby step, low bar effort of a subtle hint that she could give you that would tell you that she would like to have sex with you. We're talking about the absolute lowest bar that she could clear, but something that would be unmistakable.
Like a hand gesture or like a stroking or like the hand down the back thing, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
Things like that.
Okay. So yeah, there are kind of like two ways that this could go down basically. Like, so first of all, it could start before anything physical has happened at all. So it could be something like lighting a specific candle. I've seen some candles that say, if this is lit, you're getting a blowjob. Like it says it on the label. They like to sell them like that. But y'all could just designate something like that.
One for blowjob, two for the British are coming.
There
exactly.
Somebody's coming.
The British are coming.
Somebody's coming.
She's holding lanterns up in the window. It's time. But literally, though, something along the lines of that, or like, you know, the old hanging the handkerchief on the doorknob gag, or anything that she would like. If she takes the throw pillows off the bed, then it's, you know, the lowest possible bar.
So give her something that's not verbal.
Yes.
So you think the struggle is the verbal. You think she doesn't. It seems like she doesn't have a good understanding of how to verbally express what she wants and what she feels.
Words are
there could be a small hitch in this, and that is that I'm very unobservant.
So this is why I'm saying you need to have a
scented candle.
You need to have a no. You need to have a discussion about it. So you need her to say, "Okay, this is what I'm going to do." right? So that you don't, that's why I said it has to be unmistakable. Something that's like, well, that's not right, you know? So, I don't know. She takes your toothbrush and leaves it on the side of the shower or something, like something where you're going, oh, okay. But something that you two hopefully maybe have like talked about or she would like agree to do. Right?
Yeah, that sounds easy.
Yeah.
So and what you were asking about, the thing about words is like they're very uncomfortable to get out, first of all, and then also to actually hear yourself say. So it's that like, I don't know how to say it, but that now I've said this slutty thing in front of my husband. Like, so because she's trying to not look like she wants sex. She's just like hoping he manifests it out of the blue, right? So that's thing number one. That comes before any touching, any cuddling or anything like that. It could even be like where
before any coming too.
Yes, definitely.
Hopefully.
I mean,
Hopefully, yes.
if it's an independent production, maybe. I don't know. But okay. So the trick with this one is it can't really be goofy or like you can't be goofy or make some kind of like seductive, like waggle your eyebrows, kind of like, ooh, I see the pillows are off the bed. Like you can't actually make it overt once she does it, because then that will like set her in the place of like full freak out shutdown. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Just all this is meant to do is to ping you to, oh, this is her, albeit baby step attempt to initiate. But this is the most that she could do to try to show me that I do actually want to have sex with you. And I'm thinking about it before you ever even do anything. Right. So then the second suggestion I would have is a physical maneuver of some sort when there is actually touching or kissing going on. So side quest. I dated a guy one time who was a virgin. And he was very concerned about not always assuming that if we were making out that I was wanting to have sex. Like he didn't want to be that guy. And so I said, well, here's what we'll do. When we're kissing, I will take my tongue and I will run it across the hard palate right behind your top two teeth. And that'll be the sign, because if you think about it, like you're never going to accidentally do that move when you're kissing.
True.
Yeah. And it's very like, oh, that's weird when someone does it to you.
It's like having the front of your teeth licked. Like it's a very specific type of
So
maneuver.
It would kind of like trigger his brain like, oh, she's in for this to go first.
She wants this.
Yes.
Is what's happening. This is the green light.
But this is also where it can still be that responsive desire. So even if there's pleasurable things happening, it's not like across the room, I'm going to pull the drapes, but like I'm here and we're already touching. It could be some unmistakable move. So it could be like the tongue thing I just mentioned, or it could be like if y'all are sitting on the couch cuddling, she could take your finger and just kind of like circle your kneecap or something like that. So something, again, that you've already kind of discussed and that would stand out to you every single time. So you being someone who, like you said, might be a little oblivious, you need to hear the words come out of her mouth where she goes, yes, I can do that. And then the way you support that is not being goofy or or like a little too enthusiastic when it happens, so that she feels like, okay, and then sex is normal.
So no awooga with the tongue rolling.
Right,
out.
Exactly. We're not going full mask, okay? Not the jaw dropping, the wolf coming out, eye popping. Not that. Yeah.
Tapping your foot, lifting your leg.
Just something small but unmistakable that lets you know, oh, she wants it. She doesn't have to talk about it. She doesn't have to be overly sexual, because both of those things are bound up in shame for her right now. But again,
this is really good advice. I'll do this.
Okay, but again, I cannot stress enough, you both should really talk to a therapist, because she probably on her own needs to talk to a therapist about, like, again, how she thinks about sex, how she thinks about herself, what that means for her to initiate, like why would that still be taboo, and to kind of like push past that stuff. So it's, yeah. All right?
Yeah, that's good advice. Thank you. We'll do, Doc.
All right. Still not a doctor. It's a funny thing about purity culture. It's just kind of invaded culture in general. It doesn't have to necessarily be handed down through a church anymore.
I mean, we both grew up in Texas, so I've always had experience with purity culture. It's kind of been around me my whole life.
Yeah, people get really stuck with that. It's really interesting that he was in that situation. I think a lot of times, too, we don't realize it, but it puts a lot of emotional labor on the individuals to kind of like uphold that. Not only does it destroy your body image about yourself, also your ideas of, worthiness as well, but it also just robs you of your agency. Like you're not even really allowed to fully embrace your sexuality.
People can suffer from that for years of not understanding their own sexuality, just from being brought up adjacent, like the purity culture adjacent. You don't even have to be in the religion. I wasn't raised religious, and I was still semi-indoctrinated just from proximity to the purity culture.
Yeah, but that gets a lot of people into lonely marriages then, where women don't initiate, the wives don't initiate, and it can be devastating. It can also lead to people, I don't know, maybe in some good ways, kind of starting to deconstruct their faith and find a different way forward. Most of us were never taught how to do relationships. We're just guessing and wondering why everything feels so hard. That's why I built the sex therapy community on School, our private space to learn the stuff nobody teaches you about communication, trust, conflict, intimacy, and repair. I take what works in my therapy sessions and make it practical. Short lessons you can finish during lunch, fill in the blank scripts for difficult conversations, and weekly live Q&As where we work through real situations together. Here's the thing. I can only help so many people one-on-one, but inside School, you get the same tools plus a community of people working through similar challenges. It's education and support, so you can actually practice between sessions. If you're tired of waiting for change and want to start growing, join us. Link is in the notes.
Next, we have a call from Mina, and she has a question about her boyfriend. Shauna, let's hear it.
Hi, Mina. This is Between Sessions. What can I help you with?
Hi. Okay. So something happened the other night, and I'm just really confused.
Okay.
My boyfriend and I were having sex, and he did something I have never seen a guy do before. I was on the bed on my back, kind of like on the edge of the bed, and he was standing on the floor, and we were doing it like that. And then, as he was coming, he like pulled out and shot on my stomach.
Oh.
And then, before I even knew what was happening, he bent over and he licked it off my stomach, and I just laid there, frozen, and thinking, what was he doing? And he swallowed it, and then he kissed me, and then we just went on. Everything was normal. We cuddled a little bit and got dressed, and that was it. But I keep thinking about it and how weird it was, and I'm wondering if he might be gay.
Oh.
Is he gay?
Okay. All right. So first of all, let me just note, I understand how all of this is probably very confusing for you. So I hear that. Okay. So you're wondering if he might secretly be gay or if he wants to be gay?
Yeah, either, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. All right. So let's start at the top. Has he ever done anything else that would make you think that he was attracted to men?
No.
Okay. And it seems like he's pretty attracted to you, and you're not a man, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Last time you checked. Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So first of all, swallowing cum doesn't make a man gay. Being attracted to men would make a man gay. So there's no one sexual act that makes someone gay, especially when they're doing it with someone of the opposite gender. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, look, you can think that it's gross, that you can think that it's weird. That's fine. That's all fine. You can definitely have your own feelings about it. I'm not saying you have to like it. I'm just saying that doesn't necessarily make him gay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. But it might mean, honestly, that he has some other kinks going on that you two obviously haven't really talked about. Okay.
Like what?
Well, okay. So if I were to just list them. Okay. So he might be one of those people who just love kind of the nastiness, the ickiness of sex, like bodily fluids, all the smells, things like that.
Right. Is this the first bodily fluid that he's sampled? Would you say that?
I think it's just the first time she's seen him lap up his.
Has he ever licked your sweat?
Yeah, but I'm a girl, so like that's fine.
Okay. So that's one thing. All right. He also, might have a submissive kink where like he likes the idea of being made to like clean up after he's been a bad boy and made a mess. That might be a thing. Yeah. I know these are probably things, again, like you probably haven't thought about. Yeah. He might have a fantasy about you. And this is the one. So now we might head into some territory where like, okay, this might be problematic, but he might have a fantasy about seeing you get railed by another dude and then him licking it up like a sloppy seconds kind of thing.
This is extreme.
No, it's not extreme. It's not outside the realm of possibility.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's a big jump.
He could have told himself that was anybody's puddle.
So he never mentioned this at all when you guys would talk about something like this? Like he's never mentioned any kind of thing about it?
No. This is the first time for everything.
Okay. Might be a new relationship.
Hey,
sometimes people pull tricks out of their bag. I don't know.
He's getting them early.
So then the last suggestion could be he might and again, I'm not saying that you have to be down with this, but he might have a fantasy about going down on a guy, about sucking a dick, or like a forced bi scenario even, where someone kind of makes him do it. But even that wouldn't make him gay. That would make him a straight guy who likes to suck dick. And I know a lot of guys would take issue with that, but I'm just...
So what you're telling me is sucking a dick does not inherently make you a gay man.
Exactly.
Okay. So we're getting that blanket out there to everyone, just so everyone knows. When definitions are being brought up, that is not the defining feature. There's a lot more nuance to it.
Exactly. This is a very, believe it or not, this is a very nuanced question. Okay.
It's a good question. This is the best question we've had all day.
So I'm guessing, some of those other options might be things that you would worry about.
Yeah. I mean, him wanting to suck a dick kind of makes me think he might be a little gay.
Okay. It sounds like that's at least not something that you would want your partner to be involved in.
Right. That's the real question. Is this something that you just are, is this a no go, or is this kind of a, I'm still in shock from it happening the first time?
Listen, if a lot of other things are good in the relationship, if this is the first thing that really just made you say, what the fuck? I'd say it's at least worth a conversation. I know it's like probably pretty tricky to say like, hey man, what the fuck was that? But hey, maybe what was that? My best advice with that would be like, try as much as possible to approach it with a sense of curiosity. Not like if you approach it like you're worried or you're apprehensive or you like project something onto him like, you're gay, aren't you? Like that's probably not going to open the door for like honest communication. So what the best chance you have is to approach it with curiosity. And then if you hear something that makes you really feel uncomfortable or worried about the future of this relationship, then you guys can discuss it. But if you give him the sense that you're not open to hearing about it up front, he might not actually tell you what the deal is. He might just say like, well, I'll never do that again, I promise. And then you'll always have concerns and worries in the relationship. So if you want to really know what's going on inside, the best way to do it is approach it as much as possible with an air of like, I'm not going to judge you, to see if you get an honest reaction first. And then you can say, okay, well, that is a little concerning to me. I need some time to think about it or whatever. But if you sit back and just keep like jumping to conclusions in your head with this, it's definitely going to end badly. So that's my suggestion.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think you're in the best position. You could totally bring whatever freak you got going on because he just hit you with a surprise brick. Bring whatever freak you got going the next round and just find out where the conversation.
Wow.
I mean, although, if this does make you feel like exploring more about yourself, then Mazel Tov, that's great.
She's not outright refusing it. She's here talking about it. She's obviously willing to have the conversation. Yeah. I mean, it's something that you're not, maybe you didn't know you were into, but maybe it could grow on you. We don't know.
She also might just be wanting to have the conversation to feel like a sense of normalcy for herself, too.
I just want to make sure we're not yucking somebody's yum over here.
I know.
This is the most important part.
Anyways.
I'll be nice. I'll be nice when I ask.
Well, that's nice. See, that's sweet.
There
I
we
like
go.
sweet couples. All right, Mina, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Have a great day. Thank you. That got out of hand.
That got
quickly.
out of hand quickly. And all over her stomach.
All over his stomach.
So I think about that last caller in kind of the space of like how people are tending to like break out of gender norms now. There's a lot more self-expression. You know, like Harry Styles wears dresses at his concerts and paints his nails, and then all the people are flooding the internet asking, is Harry Styles gay? And it's like, I do really like that men are kind of like switching it up with, you know, gender stereotypes. But I think like while we're kind of like in this area of like changing from the old guard to the new thing, like it leaves a lot of people wondering, so how do I figure out, you know, from outside behaviors and whatnot, like what's actually going on with this person?
I mean, we don't know. You'll never know if they're gay or not, or gay, straight, sideways, leftways. It doesn't really matter. I think it's just a fluidity of Hollywood right now that just kind of is really bringing everybody kind of up.
I just feel like it's weird if somebody's Googling, like, is my boyfriend gay quiz? You know, like maybe have a conversation. That's all I'm saying. Let's talk supplements for a second. I get asked about this constantly, and there's really only one company that I trust, Private Room Supplements. Bliss is my favorite go-to for women. It's a well-researched, science-backed supplement formula designed to support women's sexual health, libido, and satisfaction. This superior ingredient cocktail enhances blood flow, balances hormones, reduces stress, and improves overall sexual functioning. There's just nothing out there on the market that even compares to it. Use code BLISS at the link below for 15% off.
All right, Shauna, for this one, we're going to call out the live crew going on right now. We've got the live chat, and there is a Michael, could be his real name, could not be his real name, asking a question very specifically, and I want to know what you have to it.
Okay.
I've met the love of my life. She's absolutely everything I want in a partner, and I want to marry this woman, which is exactly why I'm terrified to tell her this. I have a thing I need her to do to me, and I'm afraid that if I tell her that she's going to leave me.
Oh, God.
So do you need to help me figure it out? How? Question mark.
Okay.
We'll go with that.
Okay. So first of all, he said need. So that seems really important. So I need more detail.
Okay.
So I need to know what exactly you're asking her to do to you.
So he says he really needs it.
Yes.
Okay. So what are we actually talking about here? Hold on. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I need her to spank me.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Sorry. I did not mean to. Okay.
You're not alone, Michael. You're not alone.
So this is something that you feel like you need to enjoy sex. Okay. So is it like you don't enjoy sex if this happens?
No. It's not like that at all. I enjoy regular sex with her just fine. She's very sweet, very and gentle with me. It's just that sometimes, especially if this is a makeup sex, I need her to spank me first. There's something that just would help me feel better about being connected to her.
Okay. So my spidey senses are tingling.
I'm riding with this one, Michael. I'm riding with this one.
And I'm going to guess that this is probably tied to some trauma that you've experienced. Okay. Very likely with mom. So.
Yep.
Okay.
It's getting quiet now. We're not getting paragraphs anymore.
We got the cricket emoji. Okay.
We got crickets.
Okay. That's okay. You don't have to say it. You don't have to put it in the chat. That can just be for you. Okay. And even if it is, that doesn't make you bad. That doesn't make you broken. And that doesn't make the spanking that you want to happen a bad thing. You're not bad for wanting this. Okay. Right? We got
right.
Okay. We got agreement.
He's accepting of this.
Okay.
He doesn't think of it as a bad thing.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Good. He's just trying to get her to not think of it as a bad thing.
That's the harder part, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what he's trying to do.
Okay. So lots of people eroticize the bad things that happen to us in life that we've experienced. They eroticize them into a kink of some sort. And it's a very human brain thing to do. It's kind of almost like a survival thing. So it's not bad. I just have to reiterate that again. And that might be something that if you want to, at some point, you might need to explain to your partner maybe where this comes from. It's not necessary as a first step, but it might help her like fully really understand where this comes from. Okay. But the first thing that you need to explain to her for sure is your fear of telling her. Okay. The apprehension that you hold. You need to say to her, I have something that I really need to share with you. And I'm afraid that it's going to change how you look at me and maybe how our relationship is. But you're allowed to have your own feelings about it. And, I've only waited till now to tell you because I wanted to make sure that we had like a good foundation before I went into this area. But also now I have a fear about it.
Is this a common thing that can make and break relationships? Like,
not
overall, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, really, when you think about it.
Well, it kind of depends on who we're dealing with. So again, if we have somebody who's really like shame-bound purity culture, sex is vanilla and nothing else, and you're weird if you want, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know that it would necessarily break up a relationship, but it might. I have, side note for a second, Michael, I have had some clients that have told their wives that they have a certain kink, and I will tell you it very specifically goes along the lines of transvestic fetishism. Men who want to wear, which I don't think it's called that anymore.
I don't think so either.
No, but men who sexually enjoy wearing women's clothing for the purpose of sex, not gender confusion, but it turns them on and things like that. And so they've told their wives, here's this thing I like to do. Can we fold it in? The wife says, absolutely the fuck not. And then they don't break up, but then what goes on to happen very often with these clients is they have a very disruptive marriage where there's a lot of like irritability and fighting. And every time they fight, the wife will bring that out and throw it in their face. Yeah.
Well, I mean, also in this particular case, like, how are you supposed to discipline Michael? Like, he might just start acting up to get the spanking.
So he did say that he was hoping for it after a fight.
Oh, yeah.
So not that he was...
He wants the...
Stop. I believe in you, Michael. I don't think you're trying to start fights just to get spanked, but okay. Okay, so that's where I would start off with kind of explaining to her the apprehension, but also letting her know, like, you're free to have your own reaction to this. And then from there, you need to explain, if she's still in the conversation, you need to explain to her very clearly what it is you're asking for. So like how this would ideally go down, when it would go down, how often, what context, and things like that. And this isn't meant to be like info dumping necessarily about it, but, maybe just bit by bit talking her through like, what would this actually look like, right? So if it's like, a couple slaps on the butt during sex versus bare bottom over the knee spanking, like,
right?
That's very different.
Right. Are we talking like Maggie Gyllenhaal and like the substitute or the
secretary?
The secretary, or are we talking like I've been a bad boy?
Right.
I've eaten the cookie from the cookie jar kind of thing.
Right. Exactly. So that could help her understand exactly how this would weave in to what we already do. Okay. Also, during this time, there's probably going to be a lot of questions. So you'll need to explain to her how you believe this will make you feel, how it will make you feel about her, how it'll make you feel about the relationship, and that you are asking her to do this because she is very special to you. And this is something that you want to enjoy with her specifically. No one wants to get told that they want you to do some weird sex act on them and they would want it from anybody and you're just an interchangeable person. So it might help her feel a little bit more like ownership with it if she thinks like, oh, this is not something he does with everybody.
Right.
Once.
I can't imagine he had this conversation with many other relationships.
Not yet.
Michael, I can't see you actually having a sit-down conversation about this with people that you just didn't care about.
Right. Right.
So
those are the bases.
Right.
You got to be prepared to answer any kind of questions that she's going to have about them.
And be accepting of any kind of suggestion that she might have. There might be something, you might be opening Pandora's box that you don't even know of. You're starting with a few taps. I mean, at the end of the day,
you don't know.
The box is wild.
You might, but you also need to reassure her that you do also really enjoy the sex that you two already organically have. You're not wanting that to stop or change. If anything, you're just hoping to maybe like have a higher evolution of what you already have going on. So that's the basic kind of like framework. And then at the end, I would say, tell her like, you can take your time with this. This is not something I'm looking for an answer right now about. We can continue to talk it over, try it on a little bit, maybe.
This isn't a definitive thing right now.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. I can't believe that you would actually question, like, would that actually ruin a relationship? Like,
would it?
I mean, yeah.
That's
there's lots of people out there.
A butt slap.
There's lots of people out there.
Like, she's not asking him to put on, like, he's not asking to put on knee socks and, like, break out the ruler.
Knee socks and a weighted blanket.
Yeah, just, no. It's just a few slaps on the butt. It just, gets the pony. It gets the
pony going.
Yeah, gets the pony going. There you go. Gets the train off the tracks.
Oh man, I know, but I do get people asking all the time, like, how do I tell my partner that I want to try a kink? Like, how do I introduce that? That's a pretty common request.
I mean, I'm sure that's a very difficult conversation to have out the gate, for sure.
Usually it's men asking. Sometimes though it's women. And I think like sometimes it's harder when it's women.
I feel like it would be more women.
What?
I feel like more women would be having those questions. They're reading all the smut. Like they've got way more access to stuff and imagination than most men do. Yeah,
that's true. But men are also very vulnerable. The masculinity is fragile. So if you suggest something that he's like, that does not compute, like.
Okay, Shauna. So with all three out the door, what is the theme for this week? What did you catch of all three of the calls this week?
Man, listen. So first of all, my first guess would be to say kink, but I can't say that because of the wife initiation.
You're not far.
I'm not far.
Not far.
I feel like the through line with all of them is like, is it vulnerability?
It is.
Oh my God.
How are you so good at this? It's like you went to school for it.
I mean, vulnerability is hot. Just look at Justin Baldoni. Like, he's crushing it. He's killing the toxic masculinity vibe. He's got his podcast. He's really challenging people. And I think people are really starting to like see that vulnerability is the new sexy.
I think it's adjusting, it's shifting, it's moving.
Yeah.
It's a fluidity, and I like the idea of flirting with the line between the two, where you don't have to outright shun one side.
These days, we're starting to realize that we can kind of have a more incorporated self. Like, there really isn't any sex without vulnerability on some level. It's just how much are you aware of it and how much do you actually embrace it? How much does it become part of what you're seeking is to actually be vulnerable with somebody? You can take your clothes off with anybody, but truly being vulnerable with them is something different.
And I think that's sexy.
Yeah.
That's the sexy part.
Yeah. All right. Well, good theme, man. That was a good choice.
Vulnerability. You crushed it. You got that one.
I can't believe that one. I pulled that one out of nowhere.
You did. It was good. It was a fun week.
Let's talk supplements for a second. I get asked about this constantly, and there's really only one company that I trust, Private Room Supplements. Bliss is my favorite go-to for women. It's a well-researched, science-backed supplement formula designed to support women's sexual health, libido, and satisfaction. This superior ingredient cocktail enhances blood flow, balances hormones, reduces stress, and improves overall sexual functioning. There's just nothing out there on the market that even compares to it. Use code BLISS at the link below for 15% off. Subscribe, follow on all of our platforms. Check out the website to get on the mailing list to stay updated for any local special events. And big thanks to our sponsors, Ritual Hair Co. in Dallas and Private Room Supplements for all of your sexual wellness needs. I'll see you next session. All right, now get out. Bye.
Bye.